Hello, hello, hello. I am Dory Jo Stoll. Wait here a second. Okay, hello. I am Dory Jo Stoll with Prairie Scraps on YouTube and Facebook. So, oh my goodness, exciting, busy weekend. How about you guys? Did you have an exciting, busy weekend? Curious to know. If you're coming on in, say hello. If you're watching this first part and you don't see that live button, you're probably watching the replay. I'm going to start sweating here, guys. Start sweating. It's going to get hot because they're like working on our corner again with the sewer system, and they just got like something like a generator, a really big generator running. So I apologize in advance if you hear that excess noise. I might need a fan or two. I don't know. I guess I'll just start out with a fan since we're talking about it. Hopefully it'll block it off so you won't have to listen to all my noise over here. Just my voice, right? Just my fun voice. So it is National Upcycle Day today. So I thought I would upcycle. If you saw the picture of the announcement on Facebook, it said be beautiful, I think. And it was done with like scrapbook paper. I don't think it was vinyl. It was scrapbook paper. I think somebody had, cut it out on their Cricut and then Mod Podged it on there. And there was a good amount of Mod Podge on there because I thought, oh, that's just going to come right off. So I just was out there. Sorry for the hair. It's kind of crazy. I've been doing laundry, trying to go under the lines. Do you guys do your laundry on the line? I'm so excited. It's so beautiful outside and I can do it. But I keep going under the line and hanging myself with my hair. I thought putting it up would help because when it's down, I get also knotted up in it. So I don't know. Anyway, so I was outside using the sander on this just to get it off. I kind of actually really like the white look of this and kind of the wood part of it, the rustiness of it. So I'm going to stick close to this, I think. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to upcycle it today. It's National Upcycle Day. What is your favorite thing to upcycle if you are a crafter or not? What do you reuse? Or not upcycle day. What do you reuse in your life? I really need a drink. All right, so this is what we have, and I'm going to just start out with a brush and some of the Waverly white paint. You could use our chalk paint as well, but, I kind of like to use this. And I'll put you down here, so I apologize for moving you around, but it just works out better. I could get all the fancy dancy recording equipment. Hello, Rhonda. Good to see you. I could get all the fancy dancy recording equipment and, it doesn't make me quite as real, right? I figure you guys are here because I'm real. I'm real today. My hair is crazy. My life is crazy, and we're here. There, I tipped it up so you guys don't have to look at it on Facebook either. All right, so I'm just going to go. I dipped in. I'm getting to the low part of my white here. I think it's just going to work just fine, and we're just going to cover it up. So I thought I got all the letters off. I thought I had it all off and then was starting to turn around to walk in here and get myself ready for this live. And I realized there was some like residue of the glue on there. So I had to probably go another 5 minutes on it. It's okay. I like to add a little water to this to just let it glide on a little better. You can do it thicker if you want, but I like to use a thinner version of everything. I'd like to use a thinner version of me, right? Wouldn't it be nice if you could just add water and we would shrink down and thin out? That's my plan in life. Anyway, all kidding aside, I don't know. I just think it goes on smoother. Even if you have to do two different coats, I think it's better just to do two thin coats. So we're just going to start off. And this was white to begin with. I got this at a thrift store when we were on our, let me see, I probably left the type. Oh, it was the Desiree Industries. And it was $1.50. And I figured for $1.50, I could not get this piece of wood. Can you see it? And it's got like the edges all routed. Somebody took a route. I don't know if it's like somebody used a store purchased surface and then did the Mod Podging on it, or if it was handmade. I'm not really certain. I don't see any other store signs on it, so I'm kind of thinking maybe this was somebody's personal, private project that they made. So I don't know. It could have been one of those pre-made forms as well, like at one of the big box stores. Who knows? So I'm not trying to go super dark on this. I'm just taking a light coat on it. Trying not to get my fingers into it. I always make such a mess, especially when I say that and I'm not willing to like pour it out into something. Oh, it actually has a hole on the back and it's got 2 little stoppers too. I didn't even notice that. So I don't even have to put a hanger. So for $1.50, we're going to change this out a little bit. $1.50. Well, and then some supplies, right? Get this edge a little bit. So anyway, all it took was my little sander. I had a moment where I thought maybe I should have grabbed my husband's belt sander because it would have gone a lot faster. But, a little bit of patience. It took me less than 5 minutes to do the whole thing. So it wasn't too bad, I didn't think. This is what happens when I have my own sander. I might get a little dangerous. So. And I do see I was kind of heavy on the edges. How was your weekend, Rhonda? Curious. What were you up to? Anything fun? I started in on painting here and didn't even put something down. I just started. Whatever. Get it done. Get her done. Right? If you can, I am not a super fan of having to do base coats. If you watch me for any amount of time, you'll realize that if you can use it, if it's already pre-done, I will use it. Maybe I'm a lazy messy crafter. That's, I don't know. Or more efficient because I don't want to do it. But, I love having a weekend. My youngest daughter, she was just saying today, she goes, we really do just need like a whole week break from this royalty thing. I'm like, I have to agree. It's so stressful and busy and going out and doing, all the princess things. It's fun. It's exciting, but, it's a lot. It is a lot. So I always especially in this Waverly, as we're getting down to the bottom because air gets in there. It is National Upcycle Day. So I'm going to upcycle a sign I got at Desiree Industries. I actually picked it up I think it wasn't something Falls, Idaho Falls. I got it in Idaho Falls. I just spilled water everywhere. Good job, huh? As I closed that. At the end of especially when the jars are getting pretty close to empty, I like to put, if it's water soluble, I'll put a little bit of water in the bottom before I close it so that when you open it, there's not like a hard crust on your paint. So that's why I did that. So we had kind of a busy weekend. It was, royalty stuff. And then after the royalty stuff, my husband's like, well, we're like halfway to shopping. Let's go do some shopping. So then we drove all the way down to Lewiston, which, shopping is an easy task. So we did that on Saturday. That pretty much took our whole day up. And then Sunday church. And came home. I took a nap. My husband apparently did not. I don't know what his deal was. He was kind of I think his blood sugar was off. So it's kind of moody when his blood sugar's off. Okay. So I have this inspiration for this. I'm going to do a little patriotic upcycle today. That's my idea. I'm going to first get this a little better dry. Try not to heat myself up too much because I have the camper shut because they're working again on the sewer out in the corner. And they've got stuff running. I guess I don't mind as much during the day as long as it's not running during the night. Sometimes they do it, There were a couple of nights that kind of left it going all night, and it's like, are you kidding me? The corner is right on the side of our master bedroom, and I'm a light sleeper, so guess who doesn't sleep? Me. I think I'll probably come back, and after we're done here, I'll probably layer on some antique wax, or I might layer on some dark colors. Just making sure. Feels a little moist yet. Definitely is. Upon closer inspection, the person that painted it is just as messy as I am. Actually, I mean, it could be worse. There could be like, but I'm seeing little things. It's okay. All right. So what I want to do is do half of this in the stripes, stars and stripes, and then half of this in, or the stars and half in the stripes. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry. I'll get it out eventually. Oh, and before we start, we are going to wax anything that is wood before you start. My mom called me this, or messaged me this weekend, and was like, I had an accident. And I was like, kind of freaked out right away. I'm like, Mom, don't lead with that as your conversation. She scared me. She had a crafting accident. Isn't that funny? I mean, there is no accident, right? Everything is fixable. Everything. Oh, I know where all my stuff is for waxing fell down that one day. That one day I knocked everything down. So we're going to have to use the old one. Hi, Brenda. Good to see you. But she started her text out with, I had an accident. And all I could think was, oh my gosh, is she okay? I'm going to have to, all the things go through your head because she's in Wisconsin. I'm in Idaho. So all I could think was, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to help her do something. So anyway, she was trying to put the wax on top, which you can also do to seal your projects. But I generally like to use a spray sealer on the top of my projects once I paint them, because anything wet or rubbing can reactivate the paste and make it smear or move or whatever. So you have to be very cautious. I like to do wax before. Oh, this is getting old, this wax. So what you want to do is just put a really thin coat of wax on it. This is like wonderful wax. If you've used all the different gamuts of wax, you know that there's some out there that's so like toxic you think you're going to die using it, but this you can't even smell, which is nice. So we're just going to do a little wax on here. I'm probably going to, afterwards, I might come back with some dark wax or some antique wax is what I have on hand, and try to do the edges up a little to make this look old, if I don't already succeed in doing that. So just a thin coat. That does a couple of things. You want to wax on wood. Wax and wood start with W, so that's how you remember. Wood is very porous, so putting the wax on seals the wood so that when you put your paint on, it doesn't like spread out and make spider veins and things on it. So that is the reason why you want to wax. It also is another reason you want to wax is that it makes it easier. If you make a boo-boo, it makes it easier to fix it because you can maybe wipe it up depending on the color. You just never know. And let me see. What is the other thing? I have this question before we start. I think, yeah, see these stars. I'm going to have to paint. I shouldn't have maybe done this. I'm going to have to paint this blue before I do the white. So I'm going to start with that. I apologize. I'm like all over the place. Should I do it half and half? I realize that my stars are, we want the background. Nope, I'm good. No, we want the background in blue for the star part. Do we want it 1/3 stars, half and half stars? I don't know. What you guys have for advice for me today? So anyway, her accident was she was putting the, okay, so this is 18, I think, 18 inches. No, I have the numbers over there. 24. 2 feet. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Right there is the middle point. I should maybe mark my middle point. Is that right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nope, had it wrong. All right. Top to bottom, we want it to look, we want to paint this blue. And I got a little crease in my tape, so can't go straight. Oh, 1/3. Okay, okay. I'm going to go with it, Sherry. 1/3 stars and stripes. Very good. All right, here we go. So 1/3, 24. Help me. Maybe it'll be, how do you divide 24 by, I need a piece of paper. Somebody do my math for me. So if there's 24, half is, that doesn't help me. 8? 8. You think that's, oh, I did it. Yay, we did it together. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks for helping me out in the math. Oh my gosh. This is why I'm not a very good quilter. Because I can't count. Oh. Don't tell my girls like how many times in life, especially if you're like a quilter or something, how many times in life you end up using math. They don't like math at all. So I'm just going to push this into the little corners here because I do want to go around the edge. So you want to get that down into that edge, just like you were if you were painting a wall or something. All right, let's get some. This should be enough, maybe. All right. We're going to do 8 to 12. Oh, 12 is half, isn't it, Rhonda? 12 is half. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I think we need a little, I like to soften up the bristles a little bit with water. All right, here we go. Ready or not. This is Cadet that we're going to be using to paint. And that's the color if you're wondering. And if you want all the project information, just let me know and I will get it to you. A little more wet. I don't want it too wet because I don't want to. I'm not in the waiting mood anymore. I want it done. No. You guys kind of see my vision then if you're saying 1/3. Yes. 12 is half, 8 is 1/3. See, we're good. In the mouths of 2 or more, right? It's right. I don't know why that was such a hard thing. I'm like, I can't imagine what it is. I'm not usually terrible at math. The nice thing is my Cadet is brand new, so it is nice and smooth to use. It's not all dried up. I couldn't believe, I guess I've never had Cadet ink. It's been around for a long time. So, and then, yeah, yesterday, then we also had a friend's graduation from high school, homeschooler. So that was fun to see everybody. It's a little later, which is nice. Not in all the rigmarole of all the the regular public school graduations. It was nice just to have graduation a little bit later. And anywhere this doesn't look absolutely perfect, in case you were wondering, from painting it, it's going to be okay. I'll go back and either, scrape it off, me, sandpaper it. I'm wanting this to be kind of an older looking, although Cadet, I think, is kind of a newer looking blue. If you were to ask my opinion on it, I don't know. Just my opinion. You can use it for whatever Who knows? Maybe we'll get it darkened up a little bit here too if I use some dark wax on it. So, all right, to get the smears out. Got some, want to look nice and even. Maybe not. I don't know. This is going to be the situation where this is about the same color as our tape. All right, set that aside. And we want to get this good and dry, good and dry. Yep, I could mix. I could mix for sure by adding black. You could even mix in some brown if you wanted. I think my daughter she's taking an art class, a dual credit this summer. I think she was saying she had learned that in her art class last week. She had a word for it, how to. I don't know if it was called intensity, and I don't know. White for one way and black for the other. It's interesting. Means she's learning, right? Also, any imperfections can totally be covered by our stripes and stars that we're going to be putting on here. So I think it'll all be good. The wood wasn't perfect either. I was noticing that there was like some filler in one of the holes as I was sanding it. I wish we have the shimmer midnight. I don't know if it's available right now, but I wish we had a true navy color. It must be a hard pigment to do. It's my request. All new launch over the weekend. Very exciting things coming along. Coming down the way. So I've been working a little bit on, whenever I do videos, I've been working on trying to get all my videos and things up on YouTube and Facebook, but also and Instagram. Instagram's kind of new. I'm not really good at Instagram. So if you're over there, follow me. It's my name, Dory Jo Stroll. It is connected, I think, though, to just recently to the Prairie Scraps name. This might not stay on very well because I did wax underneath it. And with heating it, it might, I don't know, who knows. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks fairly dry. It might not be completely dry, maybe underneath. It feels dry to the touch, like I'm not getting anything blue. I might try to just smooth it out a little here. See if we can do that. But like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're not going to worry about perfection. Nothing beautiful is ever perfect, number one. But I don't know. I kind of just like a good old-fashioned looking, dirty kind of flag. I don't know. Call me weird. Just like my patriotic stuff to be more rustic. Rustic, Western, I don't know what you want to call it. Oops, problem is when you go coat on coat with this paste, it does, again, get it wet again. So anyway, usually for signs, if you want to like have it so you can put it outside and stuff, if they're in my own home, I don't do anything on top of it because I know it's going to stay. Oh, good. I'm not alone in liking the old rugged looking crafts for patriotic crafts. Kind of adds to the I don't know, just adds to the character of it. It also gives a lot of forgiveness. It makes it so that you can make it rustic and it looks like you meant it that way, like if something rubs off. So I've been doing all those things. I've been going, Instagram. It's not my favorite. I don't know. I just don't care for it. I'm getting a little better at it. Maybe I'm not. I'm not great at it, but I try to get over there every day. And then I also started back up my blog. I've had it for years and years. I've actually had 3 blogs. I have one that's our Airstream blogs. If you're ever wondering about all my Airstream shenanigans, that's where it is. It's called Airstream Dreams, I think, at Blogspot. Put a little camper down below if you want that link. But it's not anything I do a ton, but I do try to throw up, like, every once in a while, not throw up, but throw some things on there that I think that's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to try waxing this again, hoping it'll work. My wax is way over there. The reason I didn't get it out is because I'm way too short, so I'm going to have one of my girls or my husband try to reach it for me because I'm too short. In the meantime, try to find a nice clean spot on my, I think this has gotten a little crusty here because it's a little dried out from being at the end of it. Now I gobbed it on, goobered it on. So my wax is kind of dried out too. The old wax, I had a new one out. Oops. And it is picking up that blue a little bit, so it's going to be okay. We're doing a rustic flag anyway, so it's going to be okay. I'm convincing myself. So anyway, what I do instead of, let me get this tape off here before I forget it's here. Maybe I should do the stars before I take it off. That would be smart, wouldn't it? We're going to do the stars. I have in my mind I was doing the other ones. Okay, so this is the Patriotic Patterns, it's called, and it comes with 4 different patterns, 2 stars, 2 stripes, and I don't know if you can see the difference, but one is nice clean stars and one is the rusty, raggedy looking stars. And you can see I've never used the clean stars, and I definitely have used the raggedy stars. So we're gonna use the raggedy stars, and it still feels very sticky. That's a miracle because I have used it. Whenever you have a really sticky transfer, make sure that you peel it from the middle. Don't peel it at an angle or you'll stretch it. You don't want to stretch your transfers. Peel straight on, side to side, whatever side that is. Just don't want it to. I'm going to do a decent amount of waxing here because I don't want it to. I did my little wood, beaded stars with this and didn't realize that the background was going to be white. I just went ahead and put blue in it and then realized, oh, shoot, the background is totally white. So it looked the stars looked sparse, I thought. And I keep thinking, oh, yeah, I'll go back and redo it. I haven't. You know how that is. Maybe it is easier to just do it without the tape because I can't see it. They're the same color. Okay, we're going to go slow. Looking good, looking good. I hope I did a straight line. You never know. Could be one of those days. It is Monday. Monday. I guess it really wouldn't matter because I'm going to do white stars. And I'm going to try to line them up so they're mostly on. Maybe I'll go one more over. They're a nice rows. If you saw my flower, my patriotic flower, my outdoor one, you will know that I struggle making things random. So it's nice that these are all planned out. All right, so we're gonna do bright white since I've got white over here on here. And I'm just making sure I get all the bubbles out really nice and clean. And that's not the bright white I'm gonna use though. because that one's out. I keep my bright white, black bark so that I can use it with water and paint things with it. Never get rid of anything. Never get rid of anything. It's my motto in life. Maybe gets me in trouble. Okay. I'm just going to use a small squeegee. And it doesn't matter if you use too much. You can just put it right back in. I'm going to try to go in the same direction. And the cool thing is when you're going for rustic, if it makes a little boo-boo, it's okay. It's totally okay. I'm going to do this end before I... And then you just squeegee off anything that's excess. So you can just use as much as you need to get it on there smoothly, and then just take it off. Take off what you don't need. Put it back in the jar. Save it for later. It's all good. Okay. And we'll see how that went. Not going to worry about the sides. But you could if you wanted to. You could wrap it around, it looks like. Or at least now I'm not going to. How's it looking? Oh my goodness, you guys. How cute is that? And not too bad for the blue coming off. Do you see how the blue kind of came off in that one spot? But not too bad. I think that looks amazing. That's exciting, isn't it? Love it. Okay. Now I'm just going to put this back on, and you could take and wash it, and you can use these, like company says, up to 12 times. I'm going to set that aside. I'll take that in as soon as we're done here. All right. I love it. I think it looks amazing. All right. I have found that for me personally, I mean, you could do it however you want, but for me personally, I really like my flag bases to be white so that it's easy, especially when the background, you know, generally if the background, if you're making the stars, you want to change the blue part, but I just like it to be white because then when you do the red, there you go. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the stripes, and we'll probably have to piece this together a little bit because it's not long enough, but that's okay, right? And I'm going to line up the one end all the way to the top. So that it'll be just starting. Wow. Kind of centering it so that my red is in the middle. But I want it to look, I am eyeballing. You could measure if you wanted, but what would be the fun of measuring? Right? What would be the fun of measuring? Okay, I see a little scrap of something on here. A little bit of fuzz or something holding it up. You just want to make sure that you're able to get it down. A nice good seal on yours. And I'm not pushing too hard along that blue edge because I am a little bit nervous about it peeling it off. And I think I'm going to, we've got candy apple here we're using. And I might just go ahead and use a stir stick to put it on. Just make a blob of it on here so that I get it on there a little more thicker than just the squeegee. So we're just going to put some here. There was some water in there, so hopefully that doesn't affect it. So a little dot of water, put it here. I'm not trying to blend it in with this at all. I'm just trying to get it on there. And then we'll take our squeegee, another small squeegee, and you could just wash these. This is totally washable, so you're good to go. And we're going to pull it down the lines. Peel off any extra, spread it out. Get it on there. So it's kind of excited. It was like I actually had a different project in mind, but this worked out. I'm like, okay, I have a pile of things I need to get done. I might as well do some recycle. I love to take old thrifted things and upcycle them. So this is a perfect day. National Upcycle Day. It's perfect. Kind of created my, wasn't exactly what I was thinking about doing, but I love it because this is kind of one of my favorite things to do as a crafter. And I hope that you'll, join me in all the places so you can get all the ideas. You just never know what I'm going to be up to. There's lots of things I've upcycled. Have you guys upcycled or reused something in the past that was so much fun? Oh, shoot. This red is not staying down again. Remember how this happened on my fireworks one? Where it peeled up? It's just not gonna, it's peeling up again. Don't know why. It definitely looks. All right, well, that's not my favorite, but we're gonna go with it. It doesn't look so bad actually on the fireworks sign that I did. It kind of just gives it a look of, I don't know, almost like denim there. So it's not too bad. Not my favorite. I wish it would just stay nice, true red, but it's for whatever reason. I think it's my paste. It's just too dry. I'm not sure. We're just going to go with it. There's nothing else you can do, right? I could try to lay it over a second time, but I know the last time I said that and I decided not to anyway. Boy, those paper, it was like paper cutout letters, like maybe somebody used a Cricut to cut them out and then some Mod Podge to put them down. They were nice, thick cardstock paper that were cut out, but it was like animal print. This sure beats the animal print. That's what I think. I like it. I'm not hating it, but it's not I'm not excited that it. Now, if you could see, I shift over and trying to continue on. The reason I shifted over is because I don't want the, bare spots in the same place, number one. And maybe we'll have a better chance of it staying down. I don't know. Maybe it's just that one spot. I don't know. Hopefully that's, you want to make sure you get all of it down really nice. You could tape this off if you wanted at the end of the board, but I'm going to work with it. I'm going to do our best here. Okay. It'll all work out. It's just crafting. Well, I might be holding my breath. You just don't know. Do you hear me go into silence? That's me holding my breath. You're funny. I love it. Yeah, I need somebody to hold their breath. Maybe pray for me. It's okay. You know what? This piece of board was $1.50. I like to do it this way because I sort of take, things from the trash or thrift store items and try to give them a new life and make them pretty. And either you or I, because I like to sell my finished goods too. So the craft fairs and things. So getting it for $1.50, I figured, especially right now, like wood, you cannot buy it for $1 a piece this size for $1.50. So whenever I can get a deal, I will go for a deal. Ooh, this has a bubble and I think it's going to be a disaster. I'm going to get this end done up good and then peel it and see if I can lay that down without the bubble in it. It's like an air bubble on either side. So stay out of the end zone there. All right, see if we can get this all covered here And, you know, we've already peeled some back, so it can't get any worse. Keep holding your breath. Yeah. Oh, Brenda. Yeah, that might be true too. I do think it's my red. I kind of let it sit for a while, and so it's a little on the dry side. So it might be my own fault. Okay. So I kind of already peeled from this side. We'll see how we do. It's a little bit of peel back there, a little bit here. I don't know. It might be a combination of the wax but I don't think it looks bad. I think we did pretty good, you guys. I think I did okay. You know, nothing beautiful is ever perfect. That's what they say anyway. You can breathe now, Sherry. You can breathe. It's all good. Yeah, I think it's just like my red is a little on the dry side. I keep adding water to it, keep reviving it, and you know, got to use it till the last drop, even if it's lifting up. Yeah, I kind of like it. I like it a lot, actually. Kind of does. It just adds to the rustic. I think if I was using the clean stars and stripes, the other part of this, it probably would make me upset. But since I'm already planning, does that look nice? I think it actually looks nice. Okay, here it is. Sorry. I think it looks great. And my intent is to go up in an up and down position. I'm sorry, it's not perfect on the screen. All right, but I do want to turn this a little bit oldish. Does that make sense? We want to make this a little more rustic. But first, I'm going to dry the stripes to make sure we're good. See, I agree with you. I like it. I like it. I like it. 6 years ago, I would have had a heart attack, but now I'm like, whatever. See how I've grown and learned. It's all good. All good. I think this is nice and dry. I know the transfer was super sticky, and I'm super pleased because I had a little air bubble. Did you see that in my second stripe over? This stripe right here, it had an air bubble, and this one right here had an air bubble in there, and I just lifted this end stripe up after I was done with it. I do see a little red there. Let's wipe our hands. And I do want to go around and get some. I took my sand. Oh, I see it. It started falling off. So what I want to do is just take off these edges a little bit, just so it's not so you know, you do have to be careful when you're sanding on colors that you painted, especially with chalk. It looks to me like I'm rubbing black on here a little bit, and that's okay. Maybe it'll just look a little grungy. And then once you do this, you also cannot use water to wipe it off. Ask me how I know. I know because I've done a little trial and error for you. You don't have to do all the trial and error. I've already done it for you. So I'm just very super lightly going on the blue, and I am making sure not to go into the white part with the blue sawdust. So it says, I got sawdust everywhere. Good thing it's non-toxic. I just don't want it to look, can you see? Perfect. I don't want it to look perfect. That's hard for me to say. Kind of a perfectionist, so to know me is to know that I've come a long way. Come a long way. I think I'm going to use this time some paper towel to do. Oops, I always do that. It's an old paper towel holder in my little camper here. I'm going to need some paper towel. I need that paper towel roll, actually. So, and what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use actually the Waverly Clear Wax. And not necessarily my favorite wax. It just was one of my first ones. It kind of smells like glue, and it looks a little like glue. All right, so I'm going to put some of that on here. And then I've learned this, again, by trial and error, that the antique wax is too much. It's too dark. It's a little on the crazy side. So I'm just going to do a teeny tiny bit of antique wax. So I don't know if you can see that. I put a gob of a clear wax and then just a little teeny tiny bit of the antique wax. And I'm going to work that around the edges to make it look more weathered. Oops. And I did just, when I got into that blue, it did just smear. So we're going to smear the blue right into my white area. So I'm going to do the white first, and then we'll come back and do I started a new spot on my paper towel. Whoops. And I went way too far. Way too far. Ooh. And this wax is like a liquid. I don't know why it's so liquidy. I don't know if you can see that. It runs everywhere. The reason you want to put the clear wax is you kind of just, you want to like, you want to water it down. That's basically what you're doing with the clear wax, is watering it down. Okay, we're going to give it a go here just on the edges. I don't really want to add too much antiquing. And if you ever go too hard, ooh, don't go that way. Just rub the red. That is not satisfactory. All right, so down here on this white area, to get rid of where I just made a mistake, I'm just going with the dark wax over it to try to, but if you go too far, you can usually do like a clear wax. I should have just left it, right? It looked fine. Okay, through the magic of sandpaper blocks, I'm going to take it off the white as well because it's looking pink. I don't know if you can see that. It looks, I kind of got it looking a little bit pink at the bottom. So I'm just using sandpaper on it. I'm just using a combination of kind of wipe on, wipe off. I'm going to wipe this blue back into there because that was a mess. I went this way with the blue, and just as I was telling you not to do that. Okay, so this, I'm going to try to do some of this darker wax around the edges of this blue without making too much. And the wax, you know, usually wax not on paint, but this one's for my mom because she was this was the problem she was having. She's like, it smeared the blue. Now what I do? This is exactly it. Like, it happens, right? It happens, and it's okay. Like, I knew it was going to happen. I still did it, but I'm wanting the antique wax, but generally I save waxing. If I want to put this outside, I will clear coat it, or if I sell it. So if this is something you really like, let me know. I am more than happy to ship out, or here locally, no shipping whatsoever. Let's see if I can get a little bit over here. There we go. How's it looking? Trying to find just a brown, no pink area, no blue area. There we go. I just want the sides to sort of blend in. Does that make sense? Okay, here we go. So you can see, it's just, you could also use the ink oxide, but since I have the wax here, my ink oxide is gray. I'm going to throw this away. It'll be there if I need it. My ink oxide is gray, and it's pretty dried up. I don't know if I can put, I'm going to have to see if I spritz it, if it'll come back to life. Then antique it. Yeah, so this is the antique wax, and I mixed it in with the clear wax from Waverly just so that it could just have a little bit of darkness to it. You could also put a little bit on a wet wipe and put it on that way too. That waters it down. You could clear wax it first, absolutely, and then put a little bit of the antique. Yep, that's exactly. You could do that too. It's really up to you. It's a little bit of trial and error. Like I said, you have to be careful because it can spread, but you can see I did sort of spread it there and it's fine. So I was able to get it off with that. I don't know. I just like it. I like it. I personally, at this point, I would clear coat it so it's done, and I probably will. Where did my bow? Oh, shoot. You guys, I had a bow. Well, I guess we're moving on to a different bow. Let's make a bow, because I want to put a bow right there. Hopefully ours. Where did my new stuff? Did have a bin of it. The birdhouse is falling. These are in the red bin. There we go. We got it. Oop. I always think this is red, white, and blue but it's the Wisconsin Badgers. Everybody needs to have a little Wisconsin Badgers. That should go. That's cute. Got some of the old. I haven't seen this in a long time in Dollar Tree. All right. Where is our little bow maker? All right, so when you make a bow, I don't need all of this. You want to put you up a little bit here. You want to start with the largest one, and so these are kind of skinny little bows. I think we'll start with this one. I should really double check. Did I just break that? These are my cute little organization ways. Ooh, I found a whole bunch. I've also got this one. All right, now we are in business. I knew I had some. So there's like this. I got this at a thrift sale, this whole big bag for $3. See, these are two different blues, but I kind of like the idea of having the fat one. The fat one. So they all kind of match together, right? I don't know. This one seems really bright. Maybe not. Changing my mind. Put that one back. I'm going to start with the blue chevron, because that one's nice and big. There's some really skinny dots. That's kind of the lighter color. Ooh, there's this too. Still a lighter color. All right, this is, I'm going to not do the chevron because I'm going to do blue and chevron. There's also this sparkly one, which isn't too bad. But it's kind of like two different blues being used here. The chevron stripe. Okay. Here we go. All right, so really the biggest thing you need for making bows is something to help hold it. That's what I think anyway. So we're going to just go ahead and I'm going to crinkle right here in the middle. And the bigger the fabric, the more you got to do it. Give it some power. But I'm just going to turn it around. So I'm going to put this side up, and then this side has, ooh, that was pasted together there. It'll be okay because it'll be on the back side. Chevron. Oh, shoot. Yep. I see what time it is. We're just about done here.
I like it.
You like it? Okay, so again, we're going to scrunch it in the middle, turn it, And then do this again. Is that going to be too wide, do you think? That is kind of wide. I think we're going to cut it back. I'm talking to the camera. She keeps trying to leave and I'm talking. And let's do this. I'm going to do this one a little bit smaller. And then just go ahead with the wire. It stays where you want it to, which is nice. And I'm just going out to, I'm using the dots as my guide. And then the middle section, I just go ahead and give it one, kind of scrunch it together and give it one turn all at the same time. And you want to scrunch it down so it stays nice and firm in there between the two posts. Okay. This one I don't have to turn because I will use it as part of the bow. And I do enjoy a good dovetail. So I always just, personally, I cut them off in a dovetail right off the bat, so then it's done. I don't have to fuss with it anymore, especially when you're cutting it already. Okay, I maybe left that end. One end too long, one end too short. Okay, we're gonna stick this one away. I had all the 4th of July ribbon in one bag so that I had it all together because it doesn't quite fit into my... All right, we're going to go with the red and blue. It's a little duller, but I think it's going to work. Same thing again. You just want to be being mindful that, because these aren't double-sided. You want to be mindful that the one side does not have all the print. So you just turn that in the center, flip it around. Turn it. Oops. Getting mixed up in which side is up. You're always wanting to make it so that your bow is facing out on the top. And then like this. And we've got, I think I'll go this way. So I need one more. And you could kind of use the tails as well for a little bit of the bow too. So it kind of helps keep the tails. All right. Just fold it in half to get the chevron on there. This one's kind of long. It's okay. We're gonna fuss around with it a little bit more as we get it tied up. And I should have, before I started, I should have started out with a piece of twine in here to help me tie it all together. So we're just gonna slip that under here. I like to put a piece of twine in here below so I have it on either side of the bow. And that's what we're gonna use to tie it up with. And I think you want one on each side. I think I might just do this. I don't know which one. I kind of like the darker. Although the red is not the same, so we just won't do as much, I guess. This one taped down. There we go. Don't want to lose it. My girls sat and wound all my stuff around. These are just like Dollar Tree. I don't know. It's just not right. I'm gonna stick away from it. Dollar Tree not poster board, but I'm gonna stick with this. We'll just stick here. I think we're gonna usually, oh, I could do some white, couldn't I? White, guys, white. I should have had Beth take my transfers. and wash them. I'm going to use this new white I got. You know, when I go to the big box stores, I always look to see if I can find some good ribbon. This, and try to get it a little bit cheaper. Oh, this is nice and thick. I love this. I'm just going to do, and I don't think it matters which side it is. I'm just going to do a back and forth here, so it has kind of a floppiness to it. And then cut that right there. Oh, I guess it does matter. There is a back. I see it now. I'm just going to do a crisscross here across the front and try to get it even because we don't want to waste anything, right? Okay. That adds just a little bit of something. And I'm going to bring that twine up and try to tie it as tight as I can. Use your medical stitches one. I do know that with twine, I caught that. Aren't you proud of me? With twine, it will break, so you have to be a little cautious. It will have its, and then I'm going to bring it to the back because I'm going to tie this around the board at that point. Again, trying to get it all scrunched together to stay together because we don't want it to come apart at all. And you could put a little ephemera there in the middle if you want. And I'm just going to tie this around here, I think, for now. I may come back and do something a little more permanent, like hot glue or whatever. There we go. Surprised my daughter hasn't called yet. She's working today, so she's at the ice cream stand at the grocery store. Guess we'll tie it in a knot. I can always come back and put a new string on it or whatever. You could use wire. All right, there it is. And this could go either way, whatever you would prefer. Then all you have to do is do a little fussing. Get that bow in there however you want. And you got a cute little repurposed 4th of July patriotic thing. There she is. I'm gonna cancel her out. Which means she'll just keep calling. Keep calling. All right. Well, I thank you so much for popping in today and watching along. And I will post a picture of this so that you get a chance to see the final fussing. 95% of bow making is fussing. So that's what I got to do here to get it right. I am liking that white. I'm liking the white a lot. So that does add to it. What do you guys think? Maybe you do it different. Maybe you have different ribbon. It's all good. I think this one is too long. See, I said I thought I made that one too long. Bummer. I don't like to waste. All right. There it is. Get it both ways. You can kind of see it, kind of imagine my bow a little better off than it is right now. Gotta go get the girl. But I appreciate you all coming here. Make sure you do all the things. Like it, share it. If you know somebody who's a crafter would enjoy this, I'd love to help you get some ideas on how to recycle or upcycle, as it may be, since this is National Upcycling Day. What do you guys think? Let me know. Thank you. Isn't it cute? I actually think it's kind of cute. So you could just lean it by the door or put it on the wall, whatever you choose to do with it. So, all right, you guys have a very blessed evening and keep on crafting.